Back.
Very nice.
We're back.
Hey, swag lords, how's
Hey,
it going?
swag lords.
Hey, swaggies. How you feeling? Welcome back to my channel.
Pog.
Pog, pog, pog. Poggity, pog, pog.
Pog.
Poggity,
Suffer.
pog.
Poggity, poggity.
Pog.
Pog, pog, pog. Okay. Also, it was Dimitri in that silhouette, by the way, on the thumbnail.
I know it was.
Yeah.
I know it was.
That's.
Wow.
I was staring at it
Targeted
like
attack.
just now. Like, who is that? What's that?
Who is that?
Who is that?
Anywho, lots of revelations for you all. So I'm gonna keep it very short. There were, for the other two of you that I don't have like dreams for, it was going to be conversations, and I might even just like come back to that like at the start of next episode so we can do them. But I didn't want to keep you guys too much longer. So. And I know if they're conversations, they will go for a little longer. I know y'all. Specifically, Andromeda, Aria, and Arlow. It is an Arlow episode. I don't know what to tell you.
All of the A names, okay.
Oh my god,
Weird.
yeah. Goddamn.
Why the A names?
I didn't even realize.
Let's triple A,
I'm gonna go
bitches.
say
Let's
hi to my
go.
papa, and that's it. What? No.
Daddy, stop
I just want to say
constipating
hi
my
to
brain.
my dad. No, he's fine. I just want to say
Oh,
hi.
okay.
I don't care.
Valid.
You can
He's
whatever.
You can say hi to your
You can
dad,
say.
he's inside you. Nope, wait.
Oof.
No, he's infected.
phrased
Yeah.
that in a
You caught
different
yourself,
way.
you got yourself a little
Phrased
too
that
late
in a
there.
Reverse on that
way.
one. You
I
have
know.
to reverse on that one. Beep,
Reverse
beep.
that one a little bit. Beep,
Sorry
beep.
about
Yes, so.
He sits in my subconscious. That's what I like to say.
A little spout.
He likes to.
I'm going to start with Andromeda. Andromeda, as you get all cozy in your sleeping bag for the night, we'll also do the conversation, obviously, with Phoebes, because that's something that I want you guys to be able to have.
Yeah. Later. Give her time
yeah.
to simmer over that revelation.
Simmer.
Yeah.
You guys definitely need sleep, and you can literally spend as much time in Merc as you want the next day. So
Yeah. When her and Mud are cuddling, can her bad wounded arm? It's her right arm, right? Or is it her left?
The way that I've been picturing it in my head is her left arm.
Her left arm. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. They're like face to face, kind of cuddling, and she has her like left arm like tucked in between them, like pressed to his chest. Cause
A baby. He has his arm like on top of it, like just like holding it. What?
They're in blood.
That's my dada. Oh wait,
I thought you were doing like titties,
Blood!
blood,
Dada?
blood,
Goo goo gaga?
blood, goo goo gaga,
Goo goo gaga,
Dada?
goo goo gaga, Theo.
That says dada. I don't know what you're talking about.
Clearly
Um,
dada.
It's dada goo goo
It's
gaga.
goofy hours.
Goo goo gaga. Yeah, he is like holding the arm as well, like on top of his chest. Andromeda, when you drift off to sleep that night after quite the day, you have this dream that feels very eerily not like a dream, essentially. You feel this unease kind of coursing through you. And when the dream begins, you are looking out of the eyes of someone unidentifiable. But they are walking forwards, slowly, carefully, in a strange sort of hall. And the hall is very spacious, wide and vast, and along the walls of this hallway are paintings. You can't quite clearly see the details in these paintings, but you know the shapes to be that. And you see these like golden or bronze plaques beneath each painting. And there's furniture, supposedly furniture, in this hall but it's all covered with tarp and blankets, weird silhouettes along the side of the wall. And the figure whose eyes you're seeing out of walks forward towards a very regal looking door that is seemingly cloaked in dust. And you see a hand reach forward to open the door. And the hand is gray, an off-white sort of color. And it pushes down the handle and opens this door. The sight that you see is probably quite alarming. The background looks very busy, as though there are numerous things in it, but it is a blur to your mind as you're looking, and foggy. But something that is not out of focus is Rain. And he is hunched over in pain. There is an arm wrapped around his stomach, and there are tears streaming from his eyes, and it rolls down over the scars that line his cheeks and his face that are now currently glowing this bright blue. And he is practically screaming in agony, completely brought to his knees with whatever pain is attacking him, essentially. And you see along his arm, his skin begin to split, actively going up, and this light blue bursting through. And he is muttering a tirade of, "I'm so sorry, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, I'm so sorry." And the dream, or the vision, perhaps, fades away. With that, solid.
So solid.
Aria, as you drift asleep, you find yourself waking to that ever so comforting space. Dark and black and inky. And you needn't step too far forward before you see Orion standing there. And he looks at you. And there is no ink dripping from anywhere. He is standing, looking quite immaculate, looking normal, almost. And he frowns and looks at you a moment, and he says, Aria.
Yes.
Feels like we haven't spoken in quite some time, and yet we spoke last night. My connection feels stronger here. It's strange. It's as though it's easier for me to reach out to you here.
Here? Like where I'm at right now?
Where you
In
are, yes.
In the Redlands?
I suppose so.
That's a little suspicious. Any idea why?
Perhaps your mind is weaker here.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
No.
Somebody told me that apparently it's still hard to get into my mind, though. Is that because of you? They said they couldn't see my mind.
I suppose I have carved out this little space between us. For us.
Right.
It is simply a safer place for me to visit.
Yeah.
when I can.
Right. I know. It's very strangely comforting, yeah. Though I will be honest, knowing that my mind is a little bit weaker here, a little bit more nerve-wracking. I wonder if that has to do with the haze. Like getting lost in the... we met Andromeda's sister, but Andromeda's sister apparently was affected by the haze. We don't know exactly what that means, but basically it's when you're out to the redwoods for too long, your brain gets hazy, and so you forget things. I don't know. She doesn't remember anything about Andromeda or her family, just her first name. So maybe that has to do with it.
Perhaps.
Sorry. I do this a lot to you, don't I?
It's all right. As you know, I've been waiting a very long time to even hear you speak directly to me, so...
I know. But it's just as nice to hear you speak.
We have to have a more serious conversation, I am afraid.
Okay.
Your friends, Aria, these friends of yours, are playing with fire.
Yeah, I know. But which part are you worried about?
Oh, many parts.
I know. Okay.
Oh.
I'm listening.
He shakes his head, he says, it is so hard to express how frustrating it is that I cannot reach out more when I really need to.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is times like these when I forget everything because you're standing before me.
I'm sorry.
It is not your fault.
Right, it's not my fault.
I suppose it is still simply surreal.
Mm-hmm. It is for me too, but I'm here to listen as much as I can. I'm trying to get better at that. Still. Sorry.
I have a concern,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm worried it is not my place.
You're my father, and I appreciate your concern.
I have to
I
earn that
appreciate
title.
I know, but you're doing enough that already feels like you've been earning it.
I fear what would happen if you were all meant to make a decision, if some of your friends were meant to make a decision about rain.
Right.
I don't know what the right course of action is, but befriending him, I know, is not on the list.
Well, it's clear he doesn't want to befriend me, so he doesn't even want anything to do with me.
You, Aria.
I know.
It's not you I am concerned about.
Who? Are you concerned about Andromeda? She's, she made an error in judgment, and maybe it was not the best time, but she's worried about
me.
Okay. Then who concerns you?
I trust that she would make the right choice.
Does Arlow concern you?
No. My concern is how often Rain has been conversing with your friends.
How often has he been conversing?
Your friends. You did say that you could trust them, didn't you?
I'd like to think so. I let them in on my father laying in front of me for the first time. I'd like to think that they know that's important to me.
And yet it seems they are keeping secrets.
They're keeping... You're going to have to be more specific because you're really scaring me now.
Rain used my ability last night.
When? For what?
As a mental block.
For?
Julian. I'm looking at you, Julian, but you can't tell because I'm just looking at all of you, but I'm looking at you.
For Julian. They said that they woke up and that there was a list on their bedside table.
Yes, there certainly was a list.
What does the mind block even do? What does that even mean? How do you use that?
It keeps prying ears out. I do not know what they conversed about. I only know that it was used.
Right. So, you use a mind block for others that can connect through your mind, or do you use it so other people can look through your mind? What?
It is a way to connect in a way that can assure someone that no one else will be listening in. You can sometimes, if you are strong enough and if you know how, create your own.
What?
I taught your mother how to do so. It is why I assume I could never communicate through her.
And through me.
Surely actively blocked me. I do not blame her. As far as she knows, I abandoned her. And you. And she is right to think that. It is fine. It is my fault that I am in this mess, ultimately.
Why? Why is it your fault?
Should have been.
Because it doesn't feel like that to me. And I need you to be specific. Please.
I should have been more vigilant.
In which way?
With Rain. You'd think that I would have learned.
Learned what? Dad. Please, don't do that. You can't put another mind block on me. It's not going to help.
My father ruined him. As he ruined everything that he touched.
Right.
But Rain always insisted in seeing him. Aria, I do not tell you this to build tension between you and your friends. My concern grows stronger daily.
Mine does too.
I fear the day that I will not be able to reach out to you like this. And then it will merely be Rain. You have to promise me that you will not let him charm you. The way he's beginning to charm your friends.
To even think that he would even try is laughable. He's made his point very clear with me. Doesn't do family. Doesn't do relationships.
Yes.
And even if he tried, I don't know if I'd believe him at this point, because he took the one thing that could have made all the difference to me away and left me alone. Just like he's doing to himself. If my friends are less than trustworthy, whether they feel a pull towards Wayne or not, that is something that I will have to deal with on my own. Nothing different. Just new. So. And at least I have you. And she's gonna kind of like look at her hair.
He looks at it for a moment. Do not fear that. And his eyes go to your hair before he looks back at you. It's becoming more clear what is happening to you.
To you? Or to me? Because I'm not really feeling like I'm getting it very much, other than...
Your hair. All
right. Yeah. Reminds me of you.
Yes.
Is that all there is to it?
No.
Then you're gonna have to explain it. Because I think I'm a little bit behind.
You need to understand that growing up, a lot of things were out of our control.
Yes.
And rain fed into it, and I ran from it. But our father had fun giving us gifts. And he gave me one. It was the last one that I let him give me.
Which was?
It's tough to explain. It's more something you feel.
Okay.
A rage.
That's what that is?
Yes. And it builds until it bubbles over and you become something that you might not be ready for. But know that it is okay.
Is it?
It doesn't change anything about you. It just makes you more like me, I suppose.
That's not a problem. But I've always been taught rage is something you're supposed to keep behind a stone wall.
This one shows too much for you to keep it hidden.
Right.
I will be there. I'll do everything in my power to be there if it does happen. And it might not. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Okay.
But it is something I have lived with. Just as it can be something you live with as well.
Right. I'll learn to live with it. Okay. I thought I saw today.
Your
My
mother?
mother. It wasn't her. that I thought I saw her. I just wanted to tell you,
Perhaps it is for the best. We will find her when the time is right, and we will do it together.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. I'm sorry. I cut you off. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Nothing.
Listening. Okay. No, you were going to say something. I know you were going to say something, and I bet it would have been good. But sometimes I run my mouth a little bit too much.
He smiles, and you see the ink kind of blossoming again.
Oh, fuck, I hate that goddamn ink. Okay.
He kind of wipes at his nose a bit, and then at his eyes, and he looks at you, and he says, just that it might be an asset, is all, to you.
Right. Do you think it's scare rain? I'd really like to scare rain right now.
Maybe. It is a gift he was not given. Though, to me, it was never a gift to begin with. He sees everything my father did for him as gifts. I have to go. You'll get some rest.
It feels not like rest. Not anymore. But I hope to see you tomorrow.
He nods very slowly. Before, rather than like oozing and like kind of dropping, he just kind of vanishes from before you.
Aria takes a few steps forward to where her father was standing and kind of just looks down at where she would usually see like the little goop, and it's just like empty. And she's just gonna kind of, instead of usually what she usually does, which is like sit and just like chill in it until she wakes up, I think she's just gonna keep walking.
Valid.
Endlessly.
Oh, valid. Into
looking
the
at
void.
darkness. And thinking about all the times recently that she's felt that rage kind of bumble underneath the surface. And how maybe there's a reason she's feeling it, and it's not just only in her head.
Valid. We love her.
Hit the sleigh
Do we?
button.
Do we love her? I don't know if we love her.
I love Aria. What are you talking about?
Hit the sleigh
I
button.
love Aria so much.
I love her.
I
wanna
Aria
see
I
what
had
you
to
guys
mute
are
the
talking
chat
about.
because y'all were talking so fucking much.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
sorry. we were
They're all
talking-
yelling
I made-
about
To be
movies.
fair, I made the best joke I've ever made, and I've never
was
seen
the
they laugh
funniest
more at
thing.
my jokes than that.
What
That
was it?
I was quite literally almost like in tears. That was
Thank
it was
you
just
so
like
much.
the timing of it, and then like the simplicity.
No one
and
else
then
has
it just,
to laugh.
it hit
Honestly,
so
they
funny.
laughing that much, really, that was good. Thanks.
What
Tom
was the
Buchanan.
joke?
It got me. It got me.
Was it the pay grade thing?
No, it was
Oh.
it was something about like getting duped or
No,
or
it's
might
coming,
I
it's
say
coming.
gooped. And it was so funny to me. The goop joke is so
The
good.
way that so
Goop
many
joke
of you
is
have
so
made
good.
the same joke over and over and over again. And Vay still continues to laugh.
It gets me every time. I don't freaking care.
Oh my god.
It's so good.
Game pride.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
there was a lot of theories bouncing
I
around in
agree.
there.
Listen, y'all.
When you have those scenes with Orion, your acting reminds me so much of Daisy Ridley. Like insanely of Daisy Ridley.
Oh.
I'm like, it's
Ew.
insane. Yeah.
Don't have me
100%.
crying. Don't have me crying.
It's
I
like-
fucking love
It's like
I
you
love
get
so
it.
that you have like the rage
miss-
with like holding
God
emotion,
damn.
anger and tenderness, like that is very.
I'll
it was
try.
Ugh.
I
was
tried
very
very hard. Aria's.
amazing.
I've got lots of Aria.
I
I love her.
Aria so much,
I
and I
love
love
her.
every
That
bit
might
of it.
that
I
might
love
that might
Orion.
be a little bit of spice between
I love them.
Aria and Julia next session, you know.
That would be fun.
Better
Civil
watch your
War.
back.
That's
Of
good.
course,
Also, the
of course.
Panthers.
He's just like,
The Tony
Oh, yeah,
Stark
don't-
and Steve Rogers is brewing.
Civil
Oh,
War
God.
time,
Pick
babies.
your
please
side.
no. I hate no. I don't like either of those options.
Valid. Valid.
That's fair.
So
trying to think of
We'll
like
find a better one. We'll find a better one.
a better comparison.
Yeah.
To end off,
any civil war.
Huh?
we're gonna end
Nothing.
off with your dream, Arlo.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah, you had a good
Listen,
time.
he better have great dreams. He just had a wonderful time.
Oh,
If you would have told me by the
Up
end
for
of the
debate.
session that this is where I'd be, I would not believe. In fact, if you would have told me that next session I had have advantage, I'd be like,
the sex
no.
advantage.
But like, yeah, no, it's like for sure. Yes.
So, Arlo, after a very nice night, and I assume you fall asleep, snuggled up with 𝐷𝐵𝐵𝐺.
I do.
Oh, love. Your eyes open to a world that is so bright once again. And you realize that this sight before you is familiar once more. It is
Are we back at it?
It is the same sight you saw in your conversation with Idona,
I've spent so much time here.
as well as your dream. It is still so exquisite that you feel breathless once more. And you're in that same meadow, surrounded by the same thick trees. And when you turn now, you see that your sister is there. And she looks similar to how she looked the night before. Exactly the same.
Okay.
But she's looking at where she heard a noise. And instead, however, when she whirls around to look back at you, instead of saying, Arlo, run, in this agonizing fear, she turns to you, and this time she is smiling, wide, and her cheeks are brightening as she breaks out into a fit of giggles. And when she says, Arlo, run, this time, it is full of laughter. And she moves, and she transforms into the ethereal horse, the same as she did in the night before, but this time happy and free and full of joy as she bounds off towards the woods. And you watch her go for a moment, surely in confusion and this odd feeling of déjà vu, before those hands are on your shoulders. Like you had felt before, a strong grip pulling you back. And this time, rather than fading to black, the dream continues, Arlo. And you're pulled backwards into the grass with a gentle force. And when you look up, you see a being looking over you, smiling and laughing, just as your sister had. And when you turn to squint against the sunlight, you realize you actually recognize the being. A very young, perhaps the same age as your sister, boy, who stands before you. Hair long and tumbling and white, and eyes bright and aglow in pink. His face is free of scars, and he looks just as he had in the portrait of him in his younger years. Perhaps only 14 or 15. And he's staring at you with a wide smile across his pale expression that is rare and ethereal a sight, and almost heart-stopping. And he leans over to poke you in the chest before chuckling softly, "You're it," before he takes off into a sprint after your sister. And you find yourself frozen there a moment. Even in a dreamy haze of unconsciousness, your mind cannot truly wrap around the fact that you had just seen Rain, young and smiling, and free of all worries whatsoever. And that is where we're going to leave our episode.
God damn.
Fuck you, actually.
I am. Wow.
Okay.
Somebody told me that Arlo's a little bit older than 3.
I'm
I mean, we
getting
knew
an
that
inkling.
already, but
An
like
inkling.
he's a guardian, so yeah, he's like freaking old as hell.
I mean-
but like,
I don't know. I'm getting an inkling.
is Rain
On
Cal
Arlo's not 3. He's actually really fucking
actually
old.
a little bit older than 3? 300, 3,000, 3 million.
We don't
That's
know.
a good question.
Let's see, how old is the Earth?
What does that
Fair. Well,
even mean?
Probably somewhere in the 4 billion range.
I was about to say 3 billion, probably 4 billion.
so
Oh,
maybe 3 million, maybe if he wants to be.
I think Cal is still separate.
the way
I still think
Arlo has
it's
been
I think.
self-deprecating and down.
Bamboozled. And you're a
Just a
literal
comparison.
guardian.
Oh my god. Oh.
Ancient.
Biblical accurate
I need a
tweet.
shirt.
Biblically accurate.
Ancient
ancient
doing.
tweet.
Somebody get me a shirt. I need it.
Doing.
You
We
know
gotta
what I
play
mean.
that. We gotta play that.
You never age out of being a twink, apparently. Not even
don't.
Arlo.
Absolutely
you.
not.
Listen. Dimitri will still date your old ass. You're good, buddy.
He's gonna be really into it, I think.
I think it's
He's gonna like it.
Oh God.
He's gonna dig it, guys.
Is he into a zaddy?
Oh, also fun
Oh.
tad bit of lore that you guys didn't know. When they first met Dimitri and Arlo, the first time Arlo saw him, he was serving at Keyorn and he
He
dropped
was
his
serving.
what he was carrying because he was
Is that why you dropped the bowl? Because it was
I
like
actually forgot.
Arlo.
So I
Well, it
so
worked as a
my
parallel,
view.
all right?
But it
Hell
worked
yeah.
out
That
really
works
well.
so
We
well.
love
It's
to
just
see it.
Arlo.
I love it.
We love to see
You
it.
said
The
yeah.
parallels.
The
But it made it really
parallels.
cute.
Oh, well,
It made it really cute.
Not as the tea.
And that's the
insane.
tea.
I
Jade, you're
Wow.
freaking you.
I make
No.
one W. Just
Good
one
lord.
W. I'm on my knees.
You had a nice conversation with your
Mud
mom.
didn't die.
I think I'm like
He's dead.
Mud didn't die.
emotionally wrecked forever.
Didn't die.
Mud didn't die. That was a win.
What? Wait, you were fine.
And he's got
No,
emotional
I'm
support.
fine. No, Wit's fine. I'm not fine from
Oh.
the second hand. All of this. Wit's
Yeah.
fine.
It's chilling.
For now.
Okay?
All right, he's
He's got a
chilling.
solid GF.
For now.
Shut the fuck up! Don't
For
even
now.
joke about that.
Not about Arlo, or not Arlo, Arthur's. You. I was talking about you. You are not fine.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not fine.
Yeah, no.
I'm not fine.
There were a lot
That
of
was
similar
the most
words that I
emotional
used to
episode
give some
to date.
context clues. So if you ever look back on the episode, you know.
I hate
Yeah,
that.
you were like
I love it.
gift.
Yeah, I
What does it
was.
mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it. Gift. Wonderful.
Giving
I
you a
love it
gift.
when people call them gifts.
I mean, gift from the sea, but that's probably unrelated.
Well,
Wholesome.
maybe not.
Unless they're literally related.
I don't know if I should think about Dimitri or my sister, or if I should think about Rain.
brother?
This is a lot for you. I'm sorry.
There's a lot
No,
going on.
it's great. This is been my favorite episode so far.
I know I say that every
Aw.
single time, but also
I
say
I was genuinely
Every
very,
single-
very proud of this one.
This
This
one
is a
might
very-
be actually unbeatable. Like this might be
I
the
would like
episode that
Bam
I don't
Bam.
keep saying it because I'm just so in love with this episode.
yeah,
That is so
that's a
true.
fair point.
It's so good.
I don't know.
And
if
we
it-
did combat.
Yeah, we did combat.
We did
I
combat.
wanted to try it a different
It was
way.
very fun.
In the way that it wasn't like points and numbers and things like that. Like I wanted it to be a little bit more
This
like
was
chaos.
free- I guess role play in the way. Like I
Yeah.
wanted us to be able to role play it out more.
I actually didn't even notice we were doing comeback because I was having so much fun.
Yay!
Usually I'm
glad.
like, oh, comeback. I'm just gonna
And
chill and.
I really
oh,
like
I
the fucking Red Spectre, so I was like hype about that.
That was really cool.
That little bit.
That shit caught me off guard.
Same.
I was like, oh, it's some different creature encounter. And then the bitches started glowing red. I was like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
your arm is a little bit interesting.
It's that. I love that.
Honestly, it's a look.
moment.
I think it's a
It's a look.
serve.
It's
a slay,
Gucci.
if you will.
You know,
I'd
just
keep it.
unwrap
Honestly,
it
I
and
would
there's
keep the
just.
guilt
I'll
forever.
keep the guilt. I'll just keep that self guilt.
That
It's
forever
not
at
even
some point.
painful. It just looks cool. All right.
You're
Use
so
it as a
silly,
flex.
Andromeda.
What were you guys saying?
We're gonna have to.
You threw
I
a
was
couple
really
theories
worried
out.
that Aria would never be able to play again. I got real scared there. I was like, oh
Aw.
god, not her fucking
Yeah,
playing
Sorry,
hand.
you,
God
that's
damn
you.
it.
That
Before
would've
I'm
been
gay
sad.
and everything. Great. Super fun. Really fucking enjoyed that. No, it's fine. Everything's good. Wasn't her mom. We're vibing.
If your
That
sister
was-
gave Rain immortality,
We're
then that
totally
speaks
vibing.
volumes. See, now that sounds like a lie. Tobias level rage? Are you going to come up?
Oh,
with
none of
Yeah.
that's gonna make sense unless you like.
no, I
We're
get,
just
know,
reading
like,
reading
when I
I get
throughout.
where you
for
at. I
everything.
get where you were
Okay.
at. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
Those were
also
two, like,
gonna just
separate
throw it
things.
out that Andromeda last episode in your conversation with Rain, you had asked about his immortality, and he had specifically said it was a gift.
It was a gift.
It was a gift
Is-
from.
I assumed it was from his
Like
mom.
from my freaking sister.
It's from your
sister,
fucking
my
sister.
mom.
I wonder
I'm
what
making
your
my
brother's
Arlow
gift
playlist.
is.
I'm making a new one.
I wonder what
Oh,
your
yeah, what
brother's
about the whole
gift
thing of like, oh, that's your sister's doing. She didn't like my little
Yeah.
comment about the
She's a
sibling
little
thing.
cloud lady. She's a little storm lady. Your other
He's
sister.
Storm.
Well, Tempest.
And you have more siblings.
Tempest.
Yeah,
There's so
apparently you
many
have a lot
siblings.
more siblings.
I think it'd be
the
cool-
implication was that like are all guardians
Everything.
related because
Yeah, probably.
like are they all
They're all guardians of Earth, so they're probably each element and plus.
or like different abilities.
Yep.
Also, can we talk about how cute it was that she made those bumblebees immortal because it's
I love
freaking-
that.
And I'm
But
gonna cry
thank
about
you.
that
Those are
later.
I needed that.
I was
I
hoping
needed
you'd
that
say
more
that.
than what I did.
Why am I a fish?
The way you had me.
That doesn't seem necessary.
Well, she's a horse, so and the other
That's
one's
true,
a
but my
cloud, so-
power doesn't have anything to do with being a fish.
Well,
I
she's
can't
not a
even swim.
healer.
It's
She's
like
just an immortal.
Healing fish. Healing
Well,
fish.
You don't
I
know
guess unicorns.
specifically that
Healing fish.
the-
Healing fish.
they are a cloud also.
Healing fish. She's so cute.
Healing fish. What will
Wait,
you do?
wait, what did you just say?
Healing fish.
I said you don't know for a fact that the other one is a cloud. So
That's true. Just
No,
that
we don't.
they control the weather.
Control the weather, the storm.
And that they were eavesdropping, apparently. Didn't like that
As they
comment.
should. As they
Which
should.
presumably
I'm really
that
glad
means
that I
that they're
let
dead.
Dimitri punch Silas. Really, really
Because they were-
grateful
That
for
was-
that.
That was great. That was
Poor
I almost
guy. I
I
feel
love
bad for
Silas.
Silas.
I love Silas.
it's because you had your
Yeah.
nice little conversation with him.
He was so,
Yeah.
that was the first conversation we had that went so smoothly.
I love Silas.
That was a
so
very
much.
good conversation.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you had that.
It was good.
She still has a tiny little baby crush on him. Who doesn't?
Fair.
Who
I
doesn't?
thought it was weird that Silas like implied that if people saw Andromeda's arm, they would kill her. But then it's like non-lethal and like will heal if you just get rid of your guilt. So like if it's not like contagious or like a bite, then
Maybe because it's so big, they're like, "Oh, red specter."
maybe it's a
Like, no.
bite.
Well,
Yeah.
also, who knows what happens if you get bit? It could be a slow process.
True.
Yeah, we don't know if
Yeah,
it's
so
bad.
maybe it looks like a bite, even though it's just
Zombie.
It's very
Proximity.
zombie-esque.
Zombie lady. I literally
Also,
thought we
for
were gonna have
more-
to cut off her fucking arm. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah.
For a more accurate estimation on how old Arlo is, probably centuries, because that's when Ostil discovered Earth, and so that would
True.
be the
At
minimum
least
time
that,
for
yeah.
Rain
You care
getting
about my
there.
birthday?
Oh yeah. It's
You're
gonna
a
be
couple
really
hundred
hard
years
to
old,
find
at least.
your-
Ancient twink.
Ancient
Ancient twink.
Ancient
Ancient
twink.
twink.
Ancient
Ancient
twink.
twink.
It's gonna be really hard to find like your zodiac sign because the stars have changed so much since
I need
So-
to know his chart. It's important to me.
This
The modern
zodiac
Zoe
sign is
is
impossible
I hope
to track.
That Boff knows that my entire state of being is just going to be me shaking my head angrily at them while I make Pinterest boards and Spotify playlists
Yep.
and art and more art.
Welcome.
More
Oh,
art.
I
Welcome,
can't
brother.
wait.
In your casa. Welcome.
I want you to know
I'm
what
so excited
Cal
for,
looks
like,
like
Dimitri and
desperately.
Yeah, I want
I
to.
also
I
would
thought
like
that's who I was going to
Ramona-
see.
I know, me
Cal.
too. I was so
Cal.
excited. And then we
I
saw
was
Mr.
like,
Rainy
it's
Days
my
again.
So what was
brother.
real? Was it that she was running in fear, or was she running and laughing?
Well, I think both
Oh, I thought they
probably.
were like two parallel memories. I didn't know
Nope,
they were.
they're different. They were different ones. One of them was her running away in fear and saying,
Yeah,
run,
one
was
was
not.
But
you.
everything
And
else,
then the other one
everything else was
him
the
being
same.
like, you're it.
I think it was
So-
more of like a symbol of
The
like
first part was
they
the
used to
same.
be clubs, they used to be playing, and then like the very same thing that you like were playing with, like Rain, is eventually what you were running away from.
That's interesting.
That's
Is it? What do you mean by
That's
that?
interesting.
I like that.
At least that's
I
how
like
read
that.
it.
I like it, Picasso.
Picasso.
Because Rain was good. Rain was such a baby boy, and then things happened, and he became bad.
I feel like
His
Orion's
His dad
evil.
was off. Okay, thanks for being mean about my dad.
You're
I
welcome.
don't trust
Well,
Ryan.
everyone was
Ryan.
cool. Everyone was cool with Arthur's trying to kill my brother, and also
I also knew this
My brother's
conversation.
son.
I knew this conversation
Sorry
was
about
gonna
that.
be a moment of like.
I love you, Ryan.
I was not cool with it. I was backing up my
thank
bestie.
you.
You're so right.
Thank
Bestie.
you.
You
I was
were.
backing up my bestie.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Man's
Thank
Sorry, I
you.
didn't have your
Man's
back.
Everyone.
exposed. Man was exposing you.
Yeah.
I gotta stick by my girl. Okay, it just be
Valid.
like
Valid.
that. Valid.
Oh my god. Andromeda was about to go feminine rage mode when fucking Dimitri was like, yeah, we might have killed like a whole bunch of your
I
girls.
was like,
It's,
I was
we just have to
waiting.
live
I
like
wanna
that.
believe you.
She was sitting there like
I
he was
might
like,
have
wait,
been
Listen,
weird.
he
got your
has to be.
sister.
He
She's
has to be fucking diplomatic. What can you say?
I mean, he
I
was
would like to.
barely-
I would like more of him.
Yeah.
I would like more of
Well, you
him.
just had a
I
lot
like
of them,
more.
so
Well, you might be leaving Merc. So
Yeah, you did all of it.
Okay,
You got
I don't
all
like
of it.
that idea.
stays
Why?
forever. Brings Dimitri with you.
Is there?
he's the
Are
leader
those
of the game.
options?
I feel like he's not gonna leave.
No, he's not. But I'm.
Him and
But
Silas.
also, I feel like the justice of you leaving him this
I'm coming
time
back.
is
maybe
poetic.
he can appoint that other guy as his
Cedric?
de facto,
Yeah,
Cedric as his de
got it all
facto
under
leader.
control for sure.
Cedric is
Wow.
not
He
leadership.
can run the.
No. Riley. We'll put Riley in charge. She's great.
Aw.
I think Riley
She's
probably
unstable.
needs to come with us
I
because
think
she might
Riley's-
be my
Riley's-
choice.
We gotta stop.
She's a little
pulling all
unhinged.
these
She
NPCs.
should come too.
We
It's
can't
fine.
keep up.
It's
It's
fine.
fine. Don't
No,
think
it's my
about it.
favorite thing when like Boff does conversations between NPCs
Oh.
because it's just back and forth voices and it
It's
makes
so
me very happy.
cute.
The fucking drow and half orc
The chemistry.
Riley's dad's.
I
Riley's dad's
fucking
so
love
cute.
that. That was
I love
so
that moment
cute.
so
She
much.
has gay
That was
dads.
so.
I love that you put like your whole like DMSE into that conversation and like that like flashback. It was really cute.
Wait,
Thank
I thought the
you.
half orc was a lady. Was a half orc
No,
a lady?
I-
Were they
they're
dads?
They were papas. They
Oh,
were
they
gay
were
dads.
dads.
Cute. Oh, that's so cute.
They were
What the
both
fuck?
Gay
men.
dads.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
I
mama,
like
y papa.
dad
No, I
conversation
said
ever.
papa y papa.
Papa,
Papa
papa.
y papa. I did not read that
I-
correctly.
Papa,
No, you're
Papa.
good.
I love that. Oh,
My
sick.
brain did
Papa,
not
Papa.
compute that.
I
Gay
love
dads.
my
Gay
Makes
dads.
sense
Gay
better.
dads.
She's Rachel Berry.
No, she's not.
Who the fuck
No.
is that?
Saying that you said that because I almost
From
said that Jeff Goldblum should play the dad. So like we were really on the, and I didn't say it because I was like, that's such a weird, obscure thing to say.
I'm
But
so
you did.
lost.
So, like,
This whole conversation needs
thank
to.
you.
Beautiful. It's from Glee, baby. Stop yelling.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a Glee reference.
I'll never know.
Oh. Twin sister.
You don't want to know.
I'll never know.
I
Was looking at her art. I was looking at her art. I was like, wow, she looks suspiciously like a dryad.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, I
does.
saw the gold eyes and I was like, and then where the location of where she was found, I was like, hello?
'Cause, I very much love the
And
idea
the
that
immaculate
she got
I
that
literally
she got
didn't
a
think
bunch
that you
of
could dye your hair because it's part tree and like the leaves and stuff. So I was like,
She's gotta do- she has to
I
do it.
shouldn't have doubted.
so much.
I'm so
She has
glad
to
I
dye
made
it
my,
very
my
consistent.
outfit so good.
It's probably less than she dyed
No
it. It's
wonder
about-
Silas used to do
sparkle.
his hair so much. It's so
Hmm?
accessible there. Well,
Huh?
Silas
Oh,
used to
it's
dye his hair
accessible, okay.
constantly too.
People
Yeah, it's
are-
really
people
accessible
are
there.
always changing their looks.
Yeah,
there, and
that makes
cancer.
sense.
I had something cute I was gonna say to him this episode and I forgot.
Oh, write it down right now. Write it down right now for next
Write it down.
episode.
Right
Write it
down.
down,
Right
Yeah,
Oh,
down.
I-
that would have been
write it
so
down.
fucking cute.
I
I'm
very
so
much
mad.
like the idea also
It's
that,
okay.
that she got a bunch of other tattoos because she was like, oh, then they won't look so weird.
Yeah, they won't
just
stand
having
out,
a
and-
giant dead willow
I want
tree
to
on
see
my
her
back.
tattoo.
Yeah.
I'll try and draw it.
Especially a dead willow tree instead of like a living one is fucking fascinating. What does it mean? What does it mean?
So there's Amara who does the dead people thing. Aurora, who we don't
Who
know.
did the
What's her
Amara was the
bucket?
mirror.
Amara was
yeah.
the dead people mirror. Aurora, we don't know.
But her sister was
Who's the other
alive.
girl? Who's the other
Aurora
girl?
also saw the
The
rupture happening.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
fall Astrodel or
He was
whatever.
the
So she did
future.
future.
You got
You
the
did
name.
past,
You got
and
the
there was
name
one of the present.
Alicia.
And then there was the
Alicia,
stone
from
lady
Ring.
from
Stone
the
lady.
Cave of Whispers.
who does the past or
No, the present.
The
I think
future.
is
Oh,
what we
she's like
decided.
answers
just
those
answers
The
in
questions.
general.
whatever.
Ultimate
Yeah.
knowledge, basically.
Questions. Omnipresence. Slay.
Yeah.
Slay. Woo.
Ooh,
So that's weird. There's like different types of weird fucked up stuff.
But until now, this is like they've all had the same tree until this one. So what the heck?
Yeah. I wonder what Amara's tree looked like.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
she can communicate with dead people.
Yeah.
Amara can just show
You,
dead people.
I think you saw it in the mirror. It was a regular tree.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes.
You saw it as she was walking away.
That's how we knew. That
Yeah, that she was even. Yeah.
Maybe maybe Riley has just used her power too much, so it's making her tattoo like literally big and like the leaves are falling
She
off
just
and
used it
stuff.
for her own gain.
No, she's just
Bro,
saying it.
she's
making
monetizing
bank.
this shit.
Yeah.
That's so
Bank off
smart.
us.
As she should.
She's a businesswoman,
I love her.
entrepreneur.
love her.
Thank you for staying for so long.
Yeah.
Hi.
Always slay.
Mwah.
Hi.
Wow. Good
You
night.
guys are wild.
That was a good one. It was a good one. A good
That
one.
was immaculate. That was.
I'm so sleepy.
Thank
now.
you. Me too.
No,
It's
it's
so
good.
past my bedtime.
I'm gonna have so many thoughts
yeah.
as
It
soon
is in
as I hit
fact
my bed.
2 hours past my bedtime.
I have a
is,
question.
baby.
I have a query for the group before we all log off tonight
Okay.
because it's important work stuff.
Do you want me to go online?
ooh,
Okay,
like-
I will say
Oh.
goodnight to chat before and then.
Oh, I thought you were
You're
still.
good,
I
you're
thought
good,
you were on.
Good night, chat.
Good
We
night,
going
chat.
to
Good night, chat.
Get
Good
out
night,
of
chat.
here! Get out of here!
Here, yeah,
Get out of here.
Get out of
the
here!
Rams.
Bye.